President's Day tomorrow? Okay. Okay. I know our modern presidents aren't very popular for at least half the population, depending on which way you go. But there are two presidents that actually President's Day is celebrated for. Does anybody know who they are? Washington and Lincoln. Both of them were. I think we associate them both with freedom. One for the emancipation of the slaves in the South, and the other for rejecting the idea of becoming the king of the United States and opting instead for the United States to become a republic and to have a president. And so we're here today. I wrote some stuff down 3 years ago, because 3 years ago yesterday I became an American citizen. And I just wrote this down because when they asked me after I became an American citizen, now today you have the opportunity to pick which party you're going to affiliate with. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. You could register to be, because that's what you do. You register to either be you don't have to register, but right there, right where we did the oath at the back of the room, you could register to be a Democrat or a Republican or an independent. Yes. And so, people lined up afterwards to do that. And I knew that was coming, and I was thinking to myself, what am I going to be? It's just been so hard to become an American because of the hoops I jumped through for 3 years before that. So I wrote down what it means to me, and I just thought I would share it to you 3 years later. And I have morphed it a little bit because my thinking gets clearer and clearer, but it seems to be sharper and sharper in exactly what I believed then. Democracy isn't easy. Democracy is advanced citizenship. If we traditionalists, and I'm very much a traditionalist, believe it or not, are going to stand and exercise our freedom, we are going to have to let free speech really be free. Like letting someone exercise their freedom whose words make your blood boil. Someone who marches peacefully down the street, or takes a knee, or fills a TV screen, or splatters opinions all over their Facebook page, advocating at the top of their lungs that which I would spend a lifetime opposing. You want to claim this country as the land of a free people? Then your symbol can't just be a flag waved by people who look and think like me and you. But if those of us who want to do that, wave our flag, to exercise our freedom, then we must also allow the freedom for fellow citizens to share their freedom in ways that cheese me off. Freedom is freedom for all, or it is not freedom at all. And that includes allowing peaceful speech, peaceful. You'll hear me say peaceful very often because I'm not advocating for civil disobedience that destroys property or life or even limb. To allow peaceful speech about the very things you despise. Much of the developed world have increasingly become cultures defined by the things you cannot say. Much of the developed world has, I just said that, okay, globalism promotes tolerance by legislative cancel culture. No free speech rights in their utopia. Increasingly, we are seeing people bullying as a political tactic, basically in all areas of human interaction, not just politics, but everywhere else. And we just saw it recently in Canada, where I came from originally, and Canadians don't do it very well. They got to learn from the Americans on how to do that when they're going to do civil disobedience, but they were very poor at it. But it's still bullying, threatening cancel culture tactics that ruin lives so that they can get votes or effect or obstruct a change. For some, it's the patina, and we learned that word last week. For some, it is the patina of patriotism. demonizing political enemies, as if one side had the monopoly on all the good. The new patriot is the one who has no ears for those evil opinions I do not share. To give an inch is to be traitor to the cause. God help me, but on some issues I find myself in the middle ground, between the two extremes. And we Christians know that outside God, no one is the purveyor of all truth and good. These days, to be undecided can be a lonely place to stand in America. A traitor to all sides. The nevers and the always both shun the undecided. Not because they have advocated a hard position on either side, but because they have not fallen into line like a good little lockstep soldier of their cause. So instead of advocating with the tools of this old world, I will choose love, agape love. I will choose patience, joyfulness, peacefulness, kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, steadfastness, and self-control. And why wouldn't I? Love never fails.